Australia, the Roads and Traffic Authority, Foster's Lager and Mitre 10.
Tonight on Friday Night Football, the charge for those top 8 places goes into overdrive as the Tigers tangle with the Raiders at Parramatta Stadium.
Well, he's getting his hand on it, serves up a delicious pass for Hudson Smith. Kennedy, past Peachy. Kennedy still going down a wicket. Scintillating stuff from Canberra, and it's not over yet.
The boys in black and gold have played above and beyond all expectations to grab a claw hold on 8th spot.
With Pearson striding through, slips the pass and they're away. Gregberg for the corner, no one's going to stop him.
Can they claim another prize scalp? With or without their finest strike weapons, the Raiders are winding up from way back in 10th spot to make a mighty lunge at the line.
Daly along now for Boyle. Boyle on the outside of Ettinghausen, and Boyle goes all the way to score.
This is one away trip that must produce the points. Get ready for a prelude to the playoffs when the Sydney Tigers meet the Canberra Raiders right here on Wide World of Sports.
Not many people would have predicted at the beginning of this year's Optus Rugby League Cup that 2/3 of the way through the season, the inexperienced Sydney Tigers would be in front of the star-studded Canberra Raiders on the premiership ladder. Well, tonight as we welcome you to the Parramatta Stadium for the opening game in round 16, that's exactly the case. The Tigers are currently on 18 competition points. That puts them on 8th spot, while the Raiders are 3 points adrift on 15, and now looking to win something like 5 of their last 7 to qualify for the quarterfinals. And Paul Vorton, you would think that would have to start tonight. Do you see that happening, especially considering the Raiders do have some more injury problems tonight?
Pete, I think they can win 5 of the last 7, no doubt about it. But tonight they're missing 3 players. Ben Kennedy is out, they'll miss him. The strong back-running lock forward. Also Jason Ferris, their halfback, and David Boyle, the hard-hitting centre. Some good replacements come in for them, but also the Tigers are missing Ellery Hanley, their playmaker. Pete, tonight's a game about the sheer youth and enthusiasm of the Tigers and the fact that they never give up. That's one thing you'll see tonight, up against the sheer class of the Canberra team. I think that Canberra can just get away with it, you know, just because they'll wear them down, and if you look to the likes of Daly and Mullins to get them home.
Yeah, I'm going to tip the Raiders as well. They have an unbelievable record in Friday night football. They're looking to win their 16th straight Friday night clash tonight. That's some sort of record. The Tigers, they haven't been overawed by any of their higher profile competition this year. A good game coming up here from the Parramatta Stadium. Let's now go to the kickoff with Ray Warren.
Thank you, Peter. Paul Sirenen takes the Tigers out. He plays his 200th first-grade game tonight. He's been a great warrior for Balmain. And good luck to you, Paul Sirenen. 200 tonight. He takes out this blend of youth and experience. They've won 4 of their last 5. Tonight it's Brasher, Edwards, Kennedy, Doreen, Heron, Anderson, Gillette, Morrison, Centre, Stimson, Sirenen, Baysari, Pearson, and coached by Wayne Pearce. 23 is Darren Anderson. He makes his debut tonight in first grade. Now the Canberra Raiders behind Laurie Daly. They lost to the Sharks last week. Prior to that, they defeated Newcastle and the Sydney City Roosters. Their team has been chopped about. Mullins, Nagus, Nandruku, Ricky Collins. He's on debut tonight. Daly, Stone, Ferner, Wesley, Hetherington, DeVico, Walters, and Corvo. Tim Sheens is the coach. And Steve Roach, how do you see it?
Oh, this will be a great game. The Tigers, their first game on television on a Friday night. They're going to show plenty of excitement tonight. They're going to chase everything that moves in this Canberra side. They haven't been playing that well, Canberra. Tim Sheen's a little bit worried about the defence at home last week. They were getting beat 24 points to 0 at half-time. He stressed that they must start a little bit better. Just a quick update on Ben Kennedy, Boyle and Ferris. Ben Kennedy, the main one that they'll miss tonight, has a back injury. A lot of people thought that it was a thumb, but it's only a minor injury. He should be back next week for the Raiders.
Steve Roach on the sidelines. And Kelvin Jeffs is the referee. So it's the Tigers from right to left. And Ian Heron it is that starts this match. Canberra with first use of the football. Coming back to meet the defence is Mark Corvo. Canberra in equal 10th position. Balmain up in equal 6th. The most important one particularly for Canberra tonight. Steve Walters gets over the 20-metre line and turns it inside for DeVico. DeVico playing it on the 30-metre line. Walters a complete 360 degrees and then runs into David Baysari. What a transformation for him. He started off as a 5/8 in centre. Now he's playing in the number 9 shirt as a dummy half. Brasher. For Balmain to win, or the Sydney Tigers to win, he has to keep his good form going.
Although they won't come together too often, the fullbacks out there are two of the classiest in the game, of course. Tim Brasher has been absolutely outstanding. Scored his first try for the Tigers last week. That was something of a surprise. And I thought Mullins was close to back to his best against Cronulla at times last week. I just hope he keeps his footing out there. He does have some problem on rainy nights in night matches.
Corey Pearson this is. And now Paul Serenin, his first touch of the football. Magnificent record, isn't it? Particularly the way the game is played today. Well, maybe not today, but through the bulk of the career of Paul Serenin. 17 comes back for the Raiders. That is Steve Collins. And now Nagus, who's on the wing in jumper number 2. And Druku in the centres in 5. David Wesley playing in the second row in the headgear and in the front row as jumper. And now David Furner. And the penalty goes to Canberra. Fancy was against the Tigers for not letting the man up to play the ball.
And that was fairly late in the tackle count. And the one thing you must do against the Raiders is not allow them to get a couple of consecutive sets of 6. A little bit like Brisbane. That's when they're going to hurt you most, when they can put together some possession. And they find touch now. 38 metres out. Steve Walters takes the tap and finds Corvo.
Corvo then reaching the 30-metre line. Balmain's end of the ground. And now it's with DeVico. DeVico just outside the 20. Now they come to the open side, and that is Steve Stone, who goes for a second man play. David Furner gets a pass away. Daly tries to push away, but he's pulled down centre of the ground. Then forced down. He looks for a penalty and comes across for Hetherington. And Hetherington put down 10 metres away from the line, and another penalty goes to Canberra. Now they're going to take a quick tap, or Daly appeared as though he would. Serenin asking the question of the referee, and that will no doubt influence Daly to think about it and give the ball to David Furner. So Furner had the ball, but Daly has insisted that they go for touch. So the Alan Langer tactics are now being adopted by Canberra. And that's a very good strong run by the front rower DeVico. Walters across and picking up Corvo. Corvo forced down. He's 8 metres out from the Balmain line. Walters it is. The pass is long for Stone to go behind, and then for Furner. And Furner a short pass for Daly. Daly crouching into the tackle, looking to try and get it out the back. And then Walters goes himself. He brushes away from 2 of them. It's come back out for Mullins. Mullins got it away, but to the wrong jumper. And young Anderson comes up with it for the Tigers.
Well, they've hung on the Tigers. Canberra plenty of ball early in the match. Couldn't get over for the 4-point. I am surprised they didn't take the shot at goal, you know. I mean, the Tigers are no easy beats and every point counts.
Played by Doreen. 12 for the Tigers is Darren Centre. Haven't seen much of them personally. Baysari. 30-metre line underneath David. As now comes across from Gillette, switching the point of the attack back for the kick from Brasher. And Brasher puts it down to young Collins, and Collins will undoubtedly be tested on the right wing tonight. And here's a penalty going to Canberra. And Kelvin Jeffs has put the arm up in the same direction on 3 occasions now. And 5 minutes gone, no score. And there's the reason that he's penalised. They were in front of the kicker. And he's obviously ruled they got inside the 10.
In the games that I have seen the Tigers playing this year, one of their problems have been their kicking game. Young Gillette has taken on a lot of that responsibility, but I think we'll see David Baysari from dummy half take some pressure off, as well as Tim Brasher, who we just saw kick the football on that occasion.
Canberra in good field position for this attacking raid. Corvo. Collins was there. He looked around for the more senior Walters and then scampered out of the way. And that's young Hetherington, who's 11 metres out from the line now. Walters spears it across into the hands of Stone and then on for Daly. And Daly with a short ball finding Wesley. Wesley will play it quickly. Well, did he rake it back with the foot? No, he's lost it. He'll put a scrum down, Kelvin Jeffs.
Well, I think we'll see that there's a hand in there from the Tigers player looking to stop the football being played quickly. As he gets up to play it, there's the hand there. No doubt David Baysari, the marker, had something to do with him losing the football.
Gillette, of the taller variety, is of halfback. He'll work this scrum 10 metres out from his own line now. Well, Balmain are down in the scrum, and once upon a time that would have brought an immediate penalty. They straighten it up now as they arch their backs, and Balmain come away with it. And that is Kennedy, who actually positioned up at 5'8" then in attack. Oh, that's good, strong stuff there in the front row of Pearson. He was taken ball and all by Corvo, and Balmain, the Tigers get a penalty.
He's a good player, this bloke Pearson. He loves to hit the ball up very hard, and he also can offload in a bit of traffic. I watched the game against Canterbury last week. He offloaded 4 or 5 times. He's got plenty of skill.
Former rugby union player who played first grade. And played first grade, apparently, rugby at 15 years of age, Corey Pearson. Sheridan takes it up. He'd love to pull this one off tonight, Paul Sheridan, against Canberra. And the 11 is Mark Stimson. Baysari. And again, here's Pearson. Leading the way for the forwards. He's playing an inspirational role as Gillette goes across and picks up centre. And Darren Centre will play it now. 35 metres out from the line, across for Gillette. He puts in a well-weighted kick, and it's gone back into the in goal, forcing Canberra to bring it back. Will Nagus get back? Bubba Kennedy slipped over, but then the Tigers' defence got there, forcing a line drop out on Canberra.
Well, that was a perfect kick there from young Gillette. Ken Nagus, on most occasions, you would expect him to be able to get out with a little bit of space, but that tackle there was a beauty. Lock forward, Morrison. Steve Roach, probably the kind of start the Tigers were looking for. Not many sides can keep the Raiders out with that much pressure on, but that'll give them some confidence.
Yeah, it's the first time they've really got in the Canberra half so far. Pete, I just think their defence is a little bit soft at the moment. They've got to be a little bit more aggressive. They're letting Canberra get up and play the ball too quickly, and when you do that, they can mount some pressure.
Ian Heron now. First play on this set. 5 metres inside Canberra's territory. Now the second. And Baysari has done his half for Sirenen to take it ahead on the third. And they are good metres for Paul Sirenen. They're 32 metres out on the third. And now for Gillette on the fourth to give it on for Anderson to look back inside for Brasher. And Brasher put away on 4. Baysari pushes Anderson out of the road, and that pass had a little question mark on it. Centre got it away though, and this is the other second row of Stimson on 5. And they're right in front of the uprights, and they're 18 metres out. A bad pass. Gillette picked it up. Brasher was flat. Gillette's been taken out, and I thought rather late. Canberra are back in the end goal, and again they're trapped there. Well, the Tigers have done well. And Doreen, I think, was the man responsible. What
about the classy bit of play for Tim Brasher? We see Brett Mullins picking up, slipping a little bit. The tackle was a good one, but the kick from Tim Brasher under pressure was absolutely superb.
Thought for a moment there might have been something said about what looked a fairly late shot. Now the shallow kick by Daly has caught them napping, and Collins comes up with it. So the Raiders get possession back off their own line dropout.
Yeah, smart play there from the Raiders, and a tragedy for the Tigers. You've got to be awake to all sorts of things in this game. You've got to have men in the right positions. On that occasion, the Tigers dead set fell asleep.
Javico. Corvo. No score. And we've had just on 10 minutes of play in this opening match of round 16 in the Optus Cup. A one-hander out the back finds Corvo, and he runs straight at Siranen and Baysari, and they close down the centre right on the halfway line. Walters now for Daly, and Daly fades across the ground, and then Hetherington picked up and driven down under the shoulder there of Siranen and another forward. It was Darren centre. And now Brasher running away from Laurie Daly, coming back up the centre, a swerving run, an evasive run. Jimmy Brasher playing it back for Stinson to unload, for Gillette to go across, and they pick up Anderson. Or is that Morrison? That's Morrison, the lock forward. Baysari now picking up centre, and centre hits it up 48 metres away from his own line. The Tigers equals sixth. You would have got very good odds about them being in that position on the premiership table at the start of the year. And even bigger odds about them being in front of Canberra, as they are coming into this match. Baysari got behind the front line of defence, but that is the turnover as Gillette is taken to ground. And Daly plays it for Canberra. Nagus.
As Nagus goes up the middle of the ruck, the big problem for the Tigers is their run home. Following Canberra, they've got Brisbane, Norths, Manly, Illawarra and Parramatta, and finish with Sydney City. So they've probably got the toughest draw of any side vying for a quarter-final spot. Tonight, extremely important. If they can go to 20 points, it would help their cause no end.
Stone playing it back. Walters goes for a dummy half run. Good run by Walters, bringing a couple of defenders into him. Then Corvo found Westley. And Westley will play it. Quickly back for Walters. They keep going to the blind side. It's a wine blind side. And then Daly finding Nandruku. Nandruku finding Nagus. He's down the flank. I looked at the referee. I thought there might have been a forward pass. He said play on. Play by Nagus. They come back to the right. And it's with Daly now. Inside the 20-metre line. He goes to the air. First test back here for Balmain. And up they go. Down they come. The Raiders have got it. I think it's a try. It'll be given. It is a try for Steve Collins, the debutant. The number 17 in his first grade match has scored for the Raiders. 4 points to nil. A beautiful kick by Daly.
A great kick from Laurie Daly. Pinpoint accuracy. There he is calling for the football. All the players deep and onside. And there's the number 17 coming in from the right-hand side. He has to change direction. Flies high. Takes it on the full and lands just about over the line. This will be a perfect view from front on. Excellent kick.
Yeah, great take here from Collins. He leapt above them. There's plenty of black and golds there. It's about 5 or 6. But that's a wonderful take.
He still had some work to do as he found the tarmac. But watch him. He scored 2 tries in the President's Cup Grand Final win last year.
And unfortunately for the Tigers, Tim Brasher was at marker having made that last tackle. He still nearly got over there, but he's one of the best takers of the high ball. He probably would have been the Tiger up there contending most.
This should make it 6. He does. Ferner gets the goal. The conversion is there. The scoreboard, Canberra over the Tigers, 6 points to nil.
Win weather, brought to you by Discount Tyre Service.
Good evening. Cooler again for the region tomorrow. Isolated showers on the south coast, 16 degrees in Nowra and Bega. Windy with showers on the tablelands, 7 to 10 in Goulburn, 2 to 8 in Cooma. And for Canberra, showers and isolated thunderstorms with fresh to strong northwesterlies. A mild 5 degrees tonight, just 9 expected tomorrow, clearing 9 degrees on Sunday. Have a great weekend.
Good evening from Perisher Blue, and great news, it's been dumping since 6 o'clock this morning. Skiing and boarding has been on a heavy cover, but things are set to improve with the snow forecast to continue tonight, tomorrow and Sunday. Here's to a great weekend on the slopes. This is Boyd at Perisher Blue for Win Television.
Goodyear Aquatread give you proven performance in wet conditions. Only one place offers the best price guarantee on Aquatread.
Discount tire service keeps the dollars rolling your way. Yodeling! Yodeling!
You better make that too. Foster's Light Ice for extreme refreshment.
On the lookout for handy ways to save on Toyota soft jobs, Mitre 10 will stop you in your tracks. Catalogue out now. Black & Decker scrolling jigsaw just $99.95. Eager Beaver petrol chainsaw only $269. Save on our handy range of CSR products. And home improvement tape rules just $9.95 each. So hit the road and get into Mitre 10 now for handy ways to save. And make your DIY project 10 out of 10.
Mitre 10 out of 10 every time.
You'd never start work without the right safety equipment. And now you needn't drive without it either.
There's a hostage situation on Alcatraz. Fire. From the producers of Top Gun and Crimson Tide and the director of Bad Boys, Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage, Ed Harris. The Rock.
Toyo tyres will perform like no other tyre. And when it comes to buying Toyo tyres, only one company will guarantee the best price or pay you 125% of the difference.
Keeps the dollars rolling your way.
The Sydney City Roosters versus Manly. You'll guarantee the best seats in the house.
Oh, wow! What took you, Dad?
Full coverage, the Roosters and the Sea Eagles. Monday Night Football on Win Television.
And welcome back. The Nine Networks exclusive rugby league coverage on a Friday night. And we're with you from Parramatta Stadium in Sydney tonight. With Ruben Wiki taking it to ground. I'm just looking at how many times he's handled the ball. That's only the second time for Ruben at the 15th minute. And there is a player that really needs to be brought into the game. Not being critical of him, but I do think he's the sort of player that you've got to get involved in the game. Ferner goes to ground. He's 5 metres from the halfway line. And Canberra leading 6-0. A try scored by young Collins, the winger, and what a tremendous thrill that must be for him. He's got more on his mind right now, but he'll think about it for a long time to come as Brasher plays it now.
It's amazing how little things in the game of rugby league do change the course of events. As Paul pointed out, you can never go to sleep. You've got to expect the unexpected. The little line dropout that Laurie Daly put across for his chases to get the football back took the pressure off his side. Never know if the Tigers could have stayed down there, it might have been a different story. But that certainly had some sort of impact on this game.
40-metre line. Tigers. Kick off the boot of Gillette. Goes between the fullback and the winger. Mullins actually surrendering then to the youthful exuberance of young Collins. And his confidence will be way up now. Here's Mullins now with a bumping run out to the 30-metre line. And referee Kelvin Jeffs is going to put a scrum down. Mullins won't be happy.
And Mullins is looking to the sideline towards the touch judge for some help. He's looking for a positive call. Was there a hand in there? Might have been one from a Tiger.
The look of frustration. The Tigers go out to Mike Doreen, who played a couple of games with the Warriors last year. And now Morrison. Morrison, the lock forward. A struggling run. Baisari scoots away from dummy half. Now he lays a good foundation for the Tigers. Morrison, they come to the left and they go across. There's Pearson. Oh, that was a super tackle from Ruben Wickie. Then Serenity. And it goes back for Morrison. Morrison put away by Corvo and Hetherington. Baisari, he could go himself. Baisari, no, he comes back to the left. Gillette puts the little kick in, but it bounced very favourably. And here's young Collins. He's through and away. Look at Kennedy. Kennedy's coming across. There he comes now. Collins cut down 22 metres out.
Ah, great rugby league. He's tapped it forward. I thought he had a marker.
Penalty to Canberra.
Hang on.
Now they take a quick tap penalty, but the referee has said timeout. Bring my football back here.
Well, what great rugby league. That 80-metre run from Collins after he got the ball from his in goal. A beautiful tackle from Kennedy, a try saver.
It's come from nowhere.
Oh. Magic stuff. And Ciro's
about 10 o'clock on the rugby league field to pick up a bloke going down the right wing.
You see Ciro there pointing to the referee saying, I thought our man was marking up properly. 4-1 the penalties.
Placement on for Canberra is Mamando. And now Canberra with a lot of field to work in. They can be very dangerous here. I suppose they're dangerous everywhere. 16 is on Burnham. Now Daly. Daly is taken down on the 10-metre line. Play back for Westley. They go to the blind side. Turned in by Stone. Mullins is there. And Mullins will play it. There's the try line. Walters goes back. Finds the playmaker. And then a short ball for Mamando. He's down 9 metres out. Still the centre of the ground. Walters goes himself. And Walters will be forced to play the ball on 5. Now it's number 25 who loses the ball, I fancy. The referee looking at the in-goal judge. He's nodding his approval, and he's given a try to Steve Stone. Stone's been given a try. 10 points to nothing. This will make interesting viewing on the replay. Collins made the original break.
And you'll see Kennedy come from his left-hand side. A siding tackle. Look at that. Beautiful rugby league. I agree with Paul Borton. I thought that he got to marker. This was on the last. Steve Stone out of dummy half. There's the ball. He's dropped that. This should show it up. Gillette going high. Let's have a look how the ball goes. Yes, knock on foreshore.
Well, it's not only that, but if it isn't a knock on, it's a double movement.
Yeah, well, I cannot believe they've got that wrong.
I cannot believe the in-goal judge has got it wrong.
Well, he's the one. Kelvin Jester's going to call held up or a knock on or something. And all of a sudden, the in-goal judge called him over and said, hang on, bud, that's a try. Where's he found a try here? He's dropped it, it's short, he's pushed it forward. Get him out of there quick.
It doesn't even resemble a try.
Well, there's the man that I fancy made the decision.
One of your best.
I thought my eyes might have been playing tricks with me because it looked like an absolute knock-on or double movement. But they've given a try. The Balmain fans are blowing up. 12 points to 0. Canberra over the Sydney Tigers. 20th minute.
On 60 Minutes, the power of a newborn baby.
The purest and most powerful stuff there is.
Blood from the umbilical cord.
A half a cup of cord blood. It's extremely concentrated.
Turned into an astonishing lifesaver.
She needs that to survive.
Also, the notorious Menendez brothers, jailed for murdering their parents.
My dad told me to get to my room and there was going to be sex.
Now, their first interview. Plus, Africa's Magic Valley, home to the world's greatest runners. Toyota presents 60 Minutes, Sunday.
If we don't take your photo before speed gets you in trouble, we'll have to after.
If you're travelling to the snow this weekend and you break the law, you'll be running a gauntlet of 45 police patrol cars equipped with speed cameras, radar and breath testing units. By sticking to the rules of the road, everyone will enjoy their trip to the snow. We don't want to pull you over, we just want to slow you down.
Holden, we never say never. The new Holden Commodore Series 2. The best has been made better. There's nothing quite like a Holden.
Now is your chance to purchase the furniture you've always wanted. See Canberra's largest range of fine furniture and buy quality at a sale price. Only at the House of Fine Furniture, Sears Morton, corner of Newcastle and Isa Streets, Fyshwick.
Hog's Breath Lunch, for business or pleasure. Now with luncheon-size prime rib meals, light salads, snacks and sandwiches. Race in, phone ahead or fax your order. Hog's Breath Lunch, for business or pleasure.
Insurance is not, to me anyway, about pieces of paper. Beautiful brochures, beautiful policy wordings, I mean anything, it's the claims. Everyone is fighting to give the cheque to the client because it's the best thing to do. The public is very much more educated than it was 20 or 30 years ago, and they know what they want.
Video Easy movie guarantee. Get it first time or get it free. Video Easy.
So many copies of Dead Man Walking, we guarantee you'll get it first time or get it free.
Get out of the car. That's just being the ones that night. Dead Man Walking. Please, don't execute this man. Video Easy movie guarantee. Video Easy. The choice is easy.
Kick-off. And Canberra coming away off. Oh, they lose it. Anderson goes back inside the 20-metre line. Wesley comes up and puts him down. 21st minute. 6 more tackles have been indicated. Kennedy, Baisari, and then Gillette. Stimson shovels it down. Gillette is with it. Put away by Stone and Furner. Chance for the Tigers. Sirenen. Sirenen's tackled on the 10-metre line. Baisari waits. Then away to the right. And through to Morrison. Morrison tries to split between them. Stone wraps him up in jumper 15. Baisari comes back, picks up Gillette, turns it inside, and they lose it. Dan Staines on the park. He loses it. The pressure valve comes off. Sideline Steve Roach.
Yeah, the Tigers got every reason to blow up. That wasn't a double movement, it was a triple one.
You're hardly wrong. You're hardly wrong, old boy.
I thought he was going from Queen to Pawn too.
Etherington. Wesley. Every. Now cross for Stone. And his kick spiralling down to sit up for Brasher. And there's Tim's field position on the 30-metre line. Gillette leaning forward, now using the winger, which is Gary Edwards. It's the first touch of the night for the Tigers' left winger. Canberra come back with Steve Walters playing it now, just outside the 30-metre line. David Furner. Furner! Furner! Still going to the 10-metre line and pulled down. Stone is there. Dummies twice. Keeps coming across, looking for Daly. Finds Daly. Daly gives it back for Stone. Now he goes back to the left. Stands, offloads. Mullins is there. And Mullins offend and then gets it away. And Burnham scores for Canberra. Right under the black dot.
Well, Brett Mullins straight through. Brilliant footwork. Here we see the mistake from Darren Centre, which gave the football away. And within a set of 6, the Raiders keeping the ball alive. Laurie Daly featuring. He goes back inside, keeps it alive. Steve Stone offloads, and you'll see the acceleration of Brett Mullins here, straight off the mark. A bad miss there from Morrison. He pushes through 2 and 3. And Jason Burnham, he hasn't been out there long, but he's got their third.
He did well, Brett Mullins. He put himself back on side to get into a position to go forward with the football, and he loves going from those standing starts. He's got blistering pace from those positions, changes the ball. That's a great skill to his other arm, a good fend, and sets up the try for Burnham. And, you know, I don't think there's that much difference in the game between the two teams.
Not 18 points,
no.
Is there?
Well, David Furner from right in front. He hasn't had a lot of work to do in that department. Score line at the 24th minute. Canberra 18. The Sydney Tigers yet to score. Another version of the try, the fending of Mullins and the transfer of the ball from one side to the other. Beautiful stuff. Classic action shots of Mullins and then Burnham.
And as Steve Roach pointed out, the speed of the Canberra play the ball is causing all sorts of problems for the Tigers, and also their ability to keep the ball alive. That time we saw Daly run out of room on the right-hand side, headed back, Steve Stone onto Mullins, and eventually a hole opened up. You've really got to go high on most of these Canberra players to stop their offloading.
Corvo back on his 20-metre line. Well, they've had little luck in the areas of suspensions and injuries, Canberra, but haven't they got some wonderful depth in the forwards?
Well, we should point out, talking of depth, one of their players named on the bench, number 20, Royston Lightning, is a young player from Erindale High School. He has not played a grade game of football, but he is something of a talent. You may well see him used by Tim Sheens tonight as that kick over the head of Tim Brasher. He gets the good bounce.
Brasher then comes away from back, deep inside his own territory. And there's the youngster Peter's talking about from Erindale College. No great experience, but sitting on the bench for one of the great rugby league clubs tonight.
Actually, the fact he was named in the schoolboys team in the Commonwealth Bank Cup side to play earlier here today. So it's a big thrill for him.
Dan Stage. That match, of course, on Channel 9 tomorrow. The Commonwealth Bank Cup, a great breeding ground, I suppose, in many ways. For the stars of the future, many of them have made the ultimate leap into first grade and ultimately into the green and gold of the Australian Rugby League. One of them sitting alongside me. Burnham. I'm sure it would have happened for Fatty Vorton too, but he didn't go to school. Here's Nagus now. Nagus with a good run. Nandruku combines. Then it's turned inside. 15 gets it away. Stone. Nagus is there. Nagus pulled down 2 metres out. Now Nandruku looks around for Daly. Daly is with it again. He's menacing them. Balmain come out of the line. Did they touch it? Referee said no. Ricky gives it to Collins, and the youngster goes in, gets his second try. Good luck to him. 2 tries in your first grade debut.
And beautiful work from the Canberra Raiders. They busted on the left-hand side. I think it's big Mark Corvo who backs up. That's Nagus making the initial bust. He finds Nandruku on the inside. Mark Corvo, the front rower, great effort. A left-hand pass back to Steve Stone. Nagus stayed alive, looked like he might go all the way. The cover defence came across, but there were big numbers on the right-hand side. You'll see here the cutout pass the first time would have led to a try. If he frees it there, this player from the Balmain side has come flying up. Look at the support out here. It was just a matter of getting the ball to those players. They had to turn around, and there was still a heap of space. Ruben Wiki just attracted the outside man, and Steve Collins, he won't score an easier one, but it is his second.
Yeah, you saw Kennedy there going for an intercept, or Gary Edwards it was, but he was 1,000,000 to 1. He was the only one out there. Even then, though, I felt the Tigers didn't show enough urgency back on the inside, and just outnumbered.
Big effort from the front row of Corvo, wasn't it? He handled twice.
Yeah. No, you're spot on.
And a great pass back inside.
I couldn't work out who it was up there, but I knew he was big and a very good chance of being a front rower. Furner from the 20-metre line. This is his most difficult kick. It goes straight for him, but unfortunately he wanted a bit of right-hand turn in it. 22 points to 0. Canberra giving the Tigers a thumping now.
7:30 Tuesday.
You guys put up a railing? Yes, you did.
Joe Beth Taylor returns with a brand new season of laughter on Australia's funniest home videos.
Time for a break.
How cold is it?
So give those winter blues the flick.
Maybe a little damp.
Kick back, slap on a smile and sink your teeth into this.
Oh, damn me now!
An hilarious 1 hour dose of life's most laughable moments. Australia's funniest home video show returns 7:30 Tuesday on Win Television.
Wheels magazine recently said that the new manual V6 Mitsubishi Magna delivers class competitive standing start acceleration, and in comparison to its major V6 competitors, that for the outright best car and a much better than average buy, choose the new Magna Executive, and as good, damn good. Is it any wonder then that Wheels believe Magna is a car Australia must surely reconsider? So please do.
On the lookout for handy ways to save on Toyota soft jobs, Mitre 10 will stop you in your tracks. Catalogue out now. Black & Decker scrolling jigsaw just $99.95. Ecobeaver petrol chainsaw only $269. Save on our handy range of CSR products. And home improvement tape rules just $9.95 each. So hit the road and get into Mitre 10 now for handy ways to save. And make your DIY project 10 out of 10.
Mitre 10 out of 10 every time.
Over the break, we'll have speed cameras across the state in an effort to get holiday drivers to slow down. Because our fear is that if we don't take your photo before speed gets you in trouble, we'll have to after.
FM 104.7 and Duet Productions present the rock and roll adventure of a lifetime, Meatloaf. You can't beat the meat, live in concert for over 2 hours. Tickets on sale Monday for Meatloaf, live at the AIS Arena, Wednesday the 2nd of October. They'll go like hell, so get in early.
Take out a CPS home loan now, and the only interest you'll pay for 12 months is 7.9%. It's special because it's designed to pay more off your principal, so your loan is paid off quicker. And after 12 months, there is no increase in repayments, unlike many honeymoon rates. What's the catch? There isn't one. Become a member and share in the profits, just like Jeff and Joan Banks, CPS Credit Union, where people profit.
So many copies of Dead Man Walking, we guarantee you'll get it first time or get it free.
The choice is easy.
With the Mitsubishi Express van, you get tons of power, loads of space, and all the creature comforts. But at the end of the day, I'm running a business, and I have to make money. That's why I buy Express.
Balmain there, restarting us again, trailing by 22 points to 0. And I'm not making excuses for them, but I do go back to the try that was allowed that wasn't a try, and it really has had an impact. Balmain may not even know that that try shouldn't have been, but it makes a difference when you look up at the scoreboard, and it's twice as much against you as it should be. Stone has had a big match. Now he's down the right wing. Collins comes up at the inside. Not number 3. No, I don't think so. Desperation stuff there by the Sydney Tigers. But here's Wiki now, dummying his way towards the centre of the park. Ferner is there, and Ferner is put down with the 10-metre line just in front of him. Walters, Daly then puts it on the boot, and it's back with the Tigers in goal, so they'll have to restart from under their own uprights.
Well, they've had no luck tonight, the Tigers, but there's no excuses for some of this defence. Look at this. There's plenty of numbers here for the Tigers. They're not, they're playing the man rather than the man with the football. They're playing the outside supports. You've got to keep your eye on the football. Collins looked like he was getting number 3, but the ankle tap and then Brasher. And here come the troops, Pearson and Ciro, looking to get back on the field.
Darren Anderson's really finding out what first grade is all about. 5'8" against Laurie Daly. He came up with the ankle tap. Already 13 tackles next to his name. He'll have plenty more before the night's out. Raiders now 28 out, still with 5 up their sleeve.
Turned into the centre where they find Burnham. Scored one of the 4 tries. And now the green side, they go across, and Furner, brute strength from David Furner. The ball loose, Walters picks it up, play on, 6 more tackles, he says. And Walters will play it back to Stone. And again, they look like they can score. Daly and Furner. Furner's been in everything. Daly looking left, looking right. He's on the right there now, and coming in as Burnham. Burnham did well, a juggle, and then Mullins absolutely canters over. So now we've got Mullins on the scene as well. Try number 5, 26-0, and they're scoring at nearly a point a minute.
And looking very ominous, aren't they? We see here Jason Burnham doing so well. They play the football. Goes Laurie Daly. As we freeze it there, look at this player. This is Burnham. He's come from over here somewhere to come around and make the extra man. He juggles the football as play continues. That's created an extra man, but again, the defence hasn't read it at all. 2 players going in on the 1 man, and Brett Mullins still had Steve Stone on the outside.
Well, they've got nothing in the Tigers, have they? After about 30 minutes of this match, they look gone. They're just not competing now. Missing far too many tackles. They've had to make 32 more than Canberra. That's probably knocked the stuffing out of them. Canberra's had all the football the last 10 minutes, and they're making full advantage of it. Mullins, an easy one for him.
Well, there I was talking at the start of the night about Brett Mullins, and the Raiders supporters would love to see him recapture his best form, and tonight we are seeing something of the real Brett Mullins.
Ray, I thought last week there were good signs for Brett Mullins fans and Raiders fans, of course. Against Cronulla, he did some very classy things. We're getting a lot of confidence back, and where there's so much space like there is tonight, he's just going to run havoc.
David Furner, 3 from 4, just inside the 20. And he's about 20 metres off centre. Kicking from the Ken Fournette side of Parramatta Stadium, and this one he gets. So David Furner's personal tally continues to rise. And so too does the Raiders lead over the Tigers, 28 points to 0.
And this is very good work here from Jason Burnham. It looked like he was going to drop that on 2 or 3 occasions, and even Mullins had to do a little bit of work to reach behind to take it. But everything's going right for the Raiders tonight. Getting a lot of possession and finding some very flimsy defence to play against.
Vico. Wes Patton is out there for the Tigers. As Corvo takes it outside the 20-metre line to be put down by Kennedy.
And that is now 4 tries in 12 minutes.
This is David Wesley. Well, the Tigers are falling off their tackles. As Walters crosses the halfway line. Young Collins on the right wing is having a dream debut, Steve Roach.
He certainly is, but...
Oh, intercepted! You hold the phone blocker, and I'll come back to you. But Gary Edwards is going in to score for the Tigers on only his 2nd touch of the football. And Blocky, we have done it again.
You've killed them, Block.
You're still playing for them in many ways.
Oh, mate. No, I was just going to make mention about Steve Collins. I mean, how good is Tim Sheens? We're talking about him bringing on young players. He does it so well. He's given Steve Collins a bit of a taste against the big sides. You know, last week against Cronulla, week before against Newcastle, just a few minutes, and now he figures he's ready for the big chance, and he's done it so well. He scored 2 tries, you already mentioned earlier this match, and this, he played in the grand final last year at Parramatta Stadium. We did that match, and he got a couple there too, in the grand final for the under-21s.
Well, Gary Edwards was sweating on that one. The thing is, if Laurie Daly's pass had have got past Edwards, it was another Raiders try. 3-man overlap. Gary Edwards, he stopped the one-way flow of traffic. Nice little swan dive there to finish it off. And that might give them something to work on for the second half.
Well, the Balmain shot for goal was successful. Gary Edwards scores the try for the Tigers, 28 points to 6. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Ian Heron, of course, the goal kicker. And from the restart, Tim Brasher is held down on his own 20-metre line. A couple of very big matches coming up over the weekend. Tomorrow we go to Newcastle for the home side against North Sydney. You'll see that at 4 o'clock as part of Wide World of Sports. And then on Monday night, the match that I think most people have been waiting for. Sydney City up against Manly, 1 and 2 in Monday night football at headquarters this coming weekend. Pearson it is with the ball, Wesley over the top of him. The fifth tackle is here. And Wes Patton delivers his left foot to the ball. Collins goes back for it. He was unmarked outside Mullins when Mullins scored his try, so he could have easily had 3 tries at least, Collins, in this match tonight. And I wonder how many is the number of tries scored by a debutant standing as the record, I think.
I reckon we get sorted out, right?
Do you? Yeah. Well, Nostradamus, thank you for that, as we go with Magus now and then back into the centre.
Is that Nostradamus or Nostradamus?
Nostradamus.
He's getting very brave in his old age, isn't he?
I know he's always been pretty brave. Now Stone turns it across the back for Daly. Daly out of one and pulled down in a second. Pulled down by Wes Patton. And then Stone away, puts it onto the right foot, punches it into the corner. Brasher goes back for it. And it finds the in-touch in goal. So it'll come back for a 20-metre place kick at the centre of that line.
Yeah, that didn't come off for Steve Stone, but I think he's been one of Canberra's best tonight. He's had a great game.
Oh, no, he's had a good game.
Fantastic game by him. He's filling in for Jason Ferris. He normally starts on the bench, but he's making a great fist of the half-back position, a former back rower, lower-grade second rower.
Has been getting a lot of football of late, hasn't he? The last couple of games for the Raiders. Jason Ferris, really not a lot of game time. Just wonder whether Tim Sheen sees Steve Stone as maybe the answer into the quarter-final run in the half-back position.
Balmain, Sydney Tigers, I should say, I can't get it out of my vocabulary, for which I'm not about to make an apology, because they have been one of the great old foundation clubs. This is number 14, Mark O'Neill, playing it now, about 7 metres into Canberra's area. This is Pearson, centre of the ground, 40 metres away from the Canberra line, and we're very close to half-time with 28 points to 6 on the board. As a matter of fact, with this Tiger down injured, I was about to make the point that in round 16 at Bruce Stadium last year, the Raiders went to a 20 points to 0 lead at half-time, and they finished up winning 28 points to 10. So, in fact, the Tigers won the second half in that match last year, with Daly having a hand in all 6 Canberra tries. And I venture to say that he's played a part in all of the tries so far tonight as well.
Well, class shows out, doesn't it, in the end? And Canberra have shown they've got just a little bit too much class for the Tigers tonight. There's a set play and went wrong. Yes, he's found the knock on there. Just looked a bit stilted. The timing was not there. And that's the problem the Tigers have had tonight. Not enough ball, and when they've got the possession like this, it's all gone astray for them.
Going down on the left of the ground to link up with Nandruku. Tackled over there by Kennedy, and then they come back for Wesley, who brings it more towards the centre of the ground on the 40-metre line. Sirinen wraps him up over the top with his front row partner Pearson. Walters then angles across. They go back into the centre for Ferner and then for Stone. And Stone is tackled on the 40-metre line. He'll be made to play. Scored a try, scored a controversial try, but he's not to blame for that. His overall game has been very good tonight, as Paul Vorton said. This man is Luke DeVico. And then Walters. Down the blind they come again. Through 2 sets of hands, and young Collins taking it away from his sideline before playing it, and then Stone going to the air. Brashes underneath this, and he takes it like you would expect from the Australian fullback. Heron. Still inside their 20-metre line. And the siren in the background has been acknowledged by referee Kelvin Jeffs. And so, after 40 minutes of rugby league, Canberra have piled on 5 tries against the Sydney Tigers, and they lead by 28 points to 6. 28 points to 6. A scintillating performance by the Raiders after 40 minutes. But will history repeat itself and the Tigers come back and earn some respectability in the second half? We'll know all about that, of course, at the other side of this adjournment. Peter and Paul will be back to have a look at the first half. Don't go away. This is Channel 9's Rugby League coverage on a Friday night.
Hey, it's a winner. A guaranteed Saturday night party starter.
Am I an animal?
Nice to see the therapies coming along.
I'm confused.
Saturday, see Human Nature, The Cause and Sophie Zelmani.
Fun for the whole family.
Hey, on Win. If you're going to the snow this weekend, take a break at a driver reviver stop, a service centre or a town along the way. It could save your life. Rest, revive, survive. A snow-safe message from the RTA.
Nobody knows their way around your Ford better than your authorised Ford dealer. And thanks to Ford Care, nobody offers better value than this $99 service special. All essential service points are covered, like oil and filter change, engine tune-up and new spark plugs. Plus, your Ford dealer will provide a full vehicle report, all for the one low price. Ford Care means first-class service and expertise that only your Ford dealer can give you. The $99 service offer is on now, only at your authorised Ford dealer.
With tinea, there are 2 bugs that can aggravate the problem. But Dactarin, now in no mess non-greasy spray powder, gets both. So it really gives tinea a blast. Dactarin. No wonder it's our Olympic team's choice.
Brock, winner 17 times with Mobil. Lowndes, winner 9 times with Mobil. Benison, who? Winner once with Mobil? Enter the $500,000 Mobil Oil Rush with 3 high-performance HSV Club Sports to be won, plus 58,000 other instant prizes.
Rocky, I've won.
Beginners like kid, win an HSV Club Sport in the Mobil Oil Rush, wherever you buy Mobil Oil.
Everyone's a winner in Harvey Norman's Red Zone.
There are thousands of prizes to be won, including the all-new Mitsubishi Altura V6, a Vienna Holiday for 2, cashable gold bars and more. To win, all you have to do is spend $50 or more on selected electrical items like this. We have a 5-disc Pro Logic MIDI stereo system from Sony for an incredible $15.95. You save a massive $300, but be quick. Get your Red Zone card and watch this TV station on July 28 between 9 and 9:15 p.m. and win.
It's that easy.
So hurry into Harvey Norman. Conditions apply. See store for details.
Once the story Morning Glory has blown Australia away. And now Oasis, the rock and roll sensation of the decade, are on their way here. Experience Oasis live with Wonderwall. Don't Look Back in Anger and Champagne Supernova. In the explosive concert of the year, Oasis, get the story live. Tickets on sale now.
This is the time. This is the place. Shepherd Ford wants, correction, must have your business. And they'll listen to any offers to get it. Buy a new car, used car, or even a heavy truck and let Shepherd Ford surprise you with their fantastic changeover price on your existing vehicle. You can't afford not to see Shepherd Ford. They guarantee to make it worth your while. For parts, service and a great changeover price, all roads lead to Shepherd Ford, Josephson Street, Belconnen, under the big blue top.
The Canberra Raiders have been at their attacking best here at the Parramatta Stadium to build up a 28-6 lead over the Tigers at half-time. And there's the big statistic up top is their time in possession. If you are to be successful against Canberra, that percentage must be in your favour. And Paul Vorton, despite a dud call early on, all one-way traffic, but they've been their own worst enemies with their defence.
Oh yeah, Canberra have played pretty well, but in the end, Balmain, they were just dropping off tackles like flies. It was some very ordinary defence by them. I think the score is probably entitled to be something around 14 or 16-6 rather than 28. There's not that much between the two teams.
Well, the first try came after 14 minutes, Steve Collins flying high for a bomb. The second try was a contentious one. Some very ordinary defence saw Steve Collins slice through. Bubba Kennedy came from absolutely nowhere. This was beautiful to watch, but we still contend that he had a marker, so the penalty shouldn't have been awarded, as should the try not have been a couple of tackles later.
Now, as he gets up to play it, well, I reckon he's got a marker, no doubt about it, and a play was allowed. There was a penalty, went their way, and here from here, this is dead set. I can't even see where the in-goal judge would even find a try. It's a knock on, it's a push forward, it's nothing doing. And he's found one there. It's a miracle.
Well, the interesting thing there is that the in-goal touch can only rule on things in touch. That was in the field of play, but there's no doubt Kelvin Jeffs went to him and changed his decision.
I was watching Kelvin Jeffs. He was going to rule a knock-on or something else, and then the in-goal judge called him over, I'm sure of that, and said, hey, that was a try.
Not many Canberra players have been off form here tonight, but the return of Brett Mullins to his best has been great to watch, and that's got to give a lot of confidence to the side. He, again, just taking advantage of the build-up by Canberra, keeping the ball alive.
He had a very slow start to the season, Brett Mullins, but he's playing so well the last couple of weeks, last week against Cronulla and again tonight. This is the stuff that Brett Mullins, we've seen him do many times over the last 5 or 6 seasons, and setting up the try there for Burnham. A wonderful stuff there from Mullins.
A few moments of joy for the Tigers in the first half, but one that did come their way was an intercept to Gary Edwards. Put their first points on the board and does give them something to work off on the second half. But even here, you've got to say that if Edwards doesn't take the intercept, they're in all sorts of trouble at the other end of the field.
He's gone for it there. Gary Edwards are lucky to get the football and streak away for an easy try. I think that'll give them some heart, but it's 28-6. I mean, they can't win the game, but, you know, they've still got some pride, and they'll go right in the second half, I think.
Well, they've got to play well in the second half. If they're to be a top 8 side, they've got to show something in this second 40 minutes. Of course, we mentioned earlier the Commonwealth Bank Cup continues this weekend, and it's one of the better games of the year from the Parramatta Stadium. Patrician Brothers Fairfield up against Erindale College tomorrow at 10 a.m, and from this game we've chosen this as our Coca-Cola Junior Player of the Week.
Todd Payton, look at him run. Full head of steam for Todd Payton. Up to the 40-metre line. Now with it is Simpson. He'll run away from Davis. This will be a sensational try. The Nords comes in cover and Simpson gets there. Straight from the kickoff. Payton set it up, but Simpson had plenty more to do.
Watch this for a big man's speed. Got the unbelievable ability to palm people off too. Changes the hands. That's great play from Simpson too to support. Too much pace there for Davies.
Very talented player, and he needed some toe to get there because the Nords is probably the quickest in the Fairfield side. Great try.
Close game, this one between two of the competition favourites, and we do thank Coca-Cola for their continued support of the Commonwealth Bank Cup. Tomorrow we're off to the Marathon Stadium for Saturday afternoon football with the Knights up against North Sydney. And don't forget on Sunday the footy show at 12 noon. Plenty of people coming in, and the guest hosts this week are Jason Taylor and Kevin Walters. And Monday night football, tremendous game coming up from league headquarters. The Sydney City Roosters up against Manly, first and second on the premiership ladder at the moment. 8:30 p.m, that one, really one to look forward to. That's what you'll see in rugby league for the next couple of days, with plenty of other sport happening, and this is what you'll see on the Wide World of Sports.
Join us tomorrow on Wide World of Sports when we take you to Royal Lytham for highlights of the British Open Golf Championship. There's $5,000 fabulous dollars to be won in our Memorable Moments giveaway. From the cricket arena, we see how the Aussie A team won the inaugural Super 8s. Hear from the man chosen to lead the Blues and salute the voice of cricket, Alan McGilvray. From Spain, there's a session at the Matador Academy with a bullfighting senorita, and that's no bull. On Sports Sunday, we meet the Wallabies match-winning fullback Matthew Burke and kick the bike into gear with the high-flying stars of Supercross. After the golf on Sunday night, it's over to Donington Park for both the 250 and 500cc action from the British Motorcycle Grand Prix. All that plus a whole lot more coming your way right here on the one and only Wide World of Sports.
8:30 Saturday.
You think perhaps just once I might use the bathroom by myself?
Weapons! Eddie Murphy.
I am very happy to be here.
In the smash hit comedy.
I want to tear you apart.
Coming to America on Win.
Yodeling.
You better make that two. Foster's Light Ice for extreme refreshment.
On the lookout for handy ways to save on do-it-yourself jobs, Mitre 10 will stop you in your tracks. Catalogue out now. Black & Decker scrolling jigsaw just $99.95. Ecobeaver petrol chainsaw only $269. Save on our handy range of CSR products. And home improvement tape rules just $9.95 each. So hit the road and get into Mitre 10 now for handy ways to save. And make your DIY project 10 out of 10.
Mitre 10 out of 10 every time.
Now is your chance to purchase the furniture you've always wanted. See Canberra's largest range of fine furniture and buy quality at a sale price. Only at the House of Fine Furniture, Sears Morton, corner of Newcastle and Isa Streets, Fyshwick.
You can buy protection against fire, theft and accidents, but what about buying a used car? Buying someone else's problems? The only way you can be sure is with a 100% secure warranty. A Lennox Motors 5-star car has the best used car peace of mind in Australia. And if you don't agree, it includes a money-back guarantee. To be sure, buy the only used car that comes with a 5-star warranty. A 5-star car, exclusive to Lennox Motors Phillip.
This week, Target is taking 20% off the marked price of all ladies' underwear. Bras, corsetry, men's and kids' underwear, plus no deposit lay-by. But hurry, before our prices snap back.
Ouch! Harry Connick Jr. is back at his best with his brand new album, Star Turtle.
Just close your eyes. You can hear me in the harmony.
Featuring the brilliant single, Hear Me in the Harmony.
You can hear me in the harmony. Yeah. You can hear me in the harmony.
The Star Turtle has landed. Harry's hot.
Welcome back with Canberra from right to left in the second half and with this commanding lead. And Paul Seranen probably couldn't have hoped for a worse scoreboard on his 200th first grade game celebrations tonight. A worried captain, a worried coach, I guess. We'll talk to Steve Roach about that in just a moment. With the Sydney Tigers and Morrison playing it just inside the 30-metre line. 22 points the difference. 5 tries they racked up in the first half, the Raiders. As Pearson plays it now, they come across for Gillette to kick. The kick going back down just outside the 20-metre line. Mullins comes away. And Mullins then sprints through. Well, already there's a danger sign there. A similar style of tackling as to what we left behind us in the first half, and Mullins has got a problem. Nagus. Ken Nagus right on the halfway line as the trainer goes to the assistance of Brett Mullins. Corvo is playing in 14, and he's played very well. No better than this fellow, Luke DeVico. The Canberra props, youthful, plenty of them. Stone has been one of the stars, but nobody has been better than Laurie Daly. He's with it now. He puts a kick in. It came off the hand, I thought, of one of the Tigers, and then came down to them. So they come down with the ball, and that all happened so quickly. There was an attempted charge down, so there's no knock on. And it may have come off a Canberra hand as well. But now the sound of the whistle gives the penalty to the Sydney Tigers. Steve Roach on the sideline. Half-time, what were you able to find out?
No, well, Wayne Pearce was very disappointed with his side. He doesn't think any of the players are playing with the ability that they have. He wants them to go out there in the second half and play for a bit of pride. He also said, look, we've got to try and hold them down a little bit. They're winning around the marker area. We're letting them up far too quick. He said, we've got to contest the high ball. If it does go up, there's no use in just standing around and watching Canberra control that. And he said, look, if we control the ball in our own half and don't make mistakes, we can get back into this game. While for Canberra, he said, look, Balmain will start well in this first 10 minutes. It's in this next 10 minutes. If we shut them down, they will not win. He said, be alert on the last tackle. They will run the football. Improve this support play because there is plenty of opportunities there. And Ciro's in a stink.
Yeah, just a bit of push and shove there. Nothing in it. They come across now and put the run around together, creating the extra man, but Daly was waiting for Gillette. And now they're 15 metres out from the Canberra line. The Tigers, they obviously have to be the team that scores first in the second half. The pass is forward. Corey Pearson looks over the shoulder. Forward pass. And he'll put a scrum down, 15 out.
Yeah, Darren Anderson trades this one a long way forward. The big fella slides through the tackle of Brett Mullins, but all to no avail.
Brett Mullins limping from the park now. The job has really been done, I guess, on the Tigers, and Mullins is submitted to the injury.
Looks like he's got a problem around the knee area. Matthew Wood in 24, a very experienced campaigner for the Raiders, is now on board them. He comes out of dummy half and picks up a metre or two, and then Druku goes out of the same position.
Well, there'll be a reshuffle with probably Ken Nagus going back to fullback for Canberra. And we'll try and get an accurate assessment of the injury to Brett Mullins as Canberra gets a penalty, but heavens above, if they've lost Mullins for any great length of time, it'd be interesting to look at the personnel that Canberra are playing without. Stewart, Pongia, Lomax, how many more? Penalty goes to Canberra. Roper's another.
Kennedy. Meninga.
Belcher. Jackson.
Louis Bond.
Oh, he's a good player, Louis.
Les McIntyre. Ace it up, you two. Now Daly. Kicking into the face of the Michael Cronin stand. DeVico. Touch judge in.
Looks like it might be a raised elbow against Luke DeVico. Tigers defender still down. Looks like Mike Doreen.
I think he's going to put him on report. Calling over the Canberra captain, Laurie Daly.
Looks like it's gone up from the sternum up to the chin of Mike Doreen.
So you can take it as being read. Luke DeVico is on report. That'll be handed on to people who look at matters like this to see whether or not he has a case to answer. And the penalty goes to the Tigers. Back on their own 30-metre line. The scoreboard 28-6 against them. And that is a very good kick. They don't come much better than that.
Well, the big fellow's fired up, let me tell you.
Centre is 12. Pearson. Maisari. Gillette's pass short and with Stimson flicked out the back. That is Duree. 15 metres away from the Canberra line. Down the blind side. The kick is good from Gillette. Oh, Ken Nagus. It mightn't have looked like very much, but He really put his body on the line. Watch him slide in here. Feet and legs going left, right, and every which way. And Nagus put himself in front of them. DeVico. Just punching it straight down the ground. And kicking it to one of the most dangerous of all men to bring it back. Yeah. Maybe he should have picked another passage. 3 of them just absolutely creamed it. This is Morrison. That's the halfway line. Baysari. Gillette. Then away from centre for Kennedy, and then back to centre. And there it is, the 40-metre line. Canberra's end of the ground. Baysari. Gillette. Then Anderson's pass put down by Siren and picked up by Canberra, knocked on by them. Double knock on. And the Raiders will have the loose head and feet.
They're having a lot of trouble cracking the Canberra defensive line, aren't they? The Balmain side, they seem bereft of ideas. Not much doing out there for them in attack, but they're willing. It's the main thing.
Very good word, Ray. Bereft of ideas.
You seem surprised.
Amazed. The one thing that Tim Sheens will be looking for is to keep that defensive line intact for the remainder of this match. He knows that they've got a fairly comfortable run in to the quarterfinals. They've still got plenty of work to do, only being on 15 points, 17 after tonight, you would imagine, as Wesley spins out of a tackle. But their whole game has got to be based on defence because they know they can attack with the football.
Daly is really getting involved in everything. Anderson had the job of stopping David Ferner there. He did that job adequately. Ruben Wiki has taken a bit of the impact out of it. Daly takes a shot, touched in flight. Touched in flight. We'll take a break, 28-6, back to Parramatta in just a moment.
Returning Sunday, the classic Australian adventure.
The Man from Snowy River was your father.
A world-class production brings the rugged high country legend to life.
You stay right there.
Banjo Patterson's The Man from Snowy River, 6:30 Sunday on Win.
You'd never start work without the right safety equipment. And now you needn't drive without it either.
Is there anything I can do? No. I'll be all right.
Hi, hon. Look, I'm just having a couple with the guys. I'll be leaving soon. Bye, darling.
Andrew Davis was killed with a blood alcohol level of just over 0.05. He thought he was okay to drive.
On the lookout for handy ways to save on do-it-yourself jobs, Mitre 10 will stop you in your tracks. Catalogue out now. Black & Decker scrolling jigsaw just $99.95. Ecobeaver petrol chainsaw only $269. Save on our handy range of CSR products. And home improvement tape rules just $9.95 each. So hit the road and get into Mitre 10 now for handy ways to save. And make your DIY project 10 out of 10.
Mitre 10 out of 10 every time.
Australians have always known it. There's nothing tougher than hard yakka.
Hard yakka.
Her voice calls you back to the heart of Scotland. Marion Martin.
I'll take you home again, Kathleen.
The Heart of Scotland, a brand new album of 18 traditional songs and timeless favourites sung as only Marion Martin can. The Heart of Scotland from Marion Martin. It's available in stores now on CD and cassette.
With the Mitsubishi Express van, you get tons of power, loads of space, and all the creature comforts. But at the end of the day, I'm running a business, and I have to make money. That's why I buy Express.
An inspector to rival Taggart.
Detective Superintendent Wycliffe.
And a host of classic whodunits.
What did she say?
That keep their secrets.
Sir, they found it.
Till the dying end.
And then there was one.
Premiering 9:30 Tuesday, Wycliffe on Win.
28-6. As we welcome you back to Parramatta Stadium. And this line drop out from the Tigers is a monster. No knock on. Mamando. The Raiders then. Corvo. And now Stone. Daly. Daly kicks. He's looking for young Collins over on the right. It's going to be touch and go. Brasher gets there first. Is he going to make it back? Takes the corner post. That's a line dropout.
Well, there's a tactic used there on an early tackle. Plenty of space out wide. We saw that in the first half. Tim Sheens has picked it up. He's obviously told Daly to look for this kick for his wing, and Tim Brasher really had to run fast to get there.
He had to sprout wings, didn't he, Tim Brasher? Trying to get back in the field of play, but was taken in goal behind the try line, so a line dropout is the restart. Ken Nagus underneath it. He's got Mamando again. He takes it 30 out.
David Westley without the headgear in the second half. 28-6. Tigers will do well to hold them out here because the Raiders mounting some pressure in attack. Corvo gets it out the back, and the Tigers have got it. Anderson came up with it. Kennedy. Doreen. 30 metres out from their own line. Baysari, a run for him. A run of 10 metres out to the 40. 28-6. 5 tries. 5 tries for Canberra. Just the one for Balmain. The Tigers, Surinam turning it back for Morrison. And now the last. Baysari could kick out of dummy half if he wanted to. He's a very good kicker. Oh, Timmy Brasher, beautiful stuff. And one of the big men was there to support him. It was Pearson.
Well, Timmy Brasher came up with an idea. He's the one. He took it to the line. He saw that Mullins, or not even on the field, he saw that Nagus was back deep.
There's a commentary there, Richie.
yes. No wonder he couldn't see Mullins. But well done by Tim. He nearly got a try out of it.
Mamando.
Back to you, Tony.
Now Furner.
Corey Pearson on the last tackle there. Probably should have tried the pass over to his support. He had 3 players on his left-hand side. The last tackle now against the Raiders. They're off to Laurie Daly, who drills it down behind Edwards. Brasher will go towards it, but the winger will pick it up.
That breeze in the second half. Has it picked up a little bit, Steve, coming down from the left of our screen?
Yeah, it really has. It's right in support of the Tigers in the second half, but Canberra just playing to the left-hand side of the post and kicking for Collins over there, hoping that the ball will hold up, and Brasher just had to sprint his way to get to the football the last couple of times.
And blocker with no Quentin Pongia and John Lomax. The depth has been tested for the Raiders, but I think tonight Corvo and DeVico have done great jobs.
Yeah, I think Corvo's done really well. He looks like he stripped a lot of weight down the last year. Probably, Tim Sheens probably explaining to him it's probably his last throw of the dice to make it in grade. He's been around for a while, and I've been very impressed with him. Just on Brett Mullins, he's got a strained medial ligament, so he won't be back tonight.
Well, you're talking about depth there, Peter and Steve. I wonder, has it got an endless bottom, this supply of talent particularly amongst the forwards, Steve Roach.
Yeah, well, not from what I saw today. Erindale College had a mighty pack of forwards, and it'll only be a couple of years before a few of them step up into grade.
Just have a look at this. Canberra are setting up some sort of move here. Steve Collins is 50 metres to the right-hand side. I think that's going to be the formation from this scrum. So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. They've got all the players in behind the scrum. We've got some concern here.
Either that or they're getting ready for a game of 2 up.
Well, I won't be talking much in this second half then, Ray. You'll just have to excuse me for a while. Not sure what the stoppage is about.
Let's have a look at what the hell's going on. Steve, what's happening down there, Roachy?
Well, there's been things thrown at the touch judges, so they've stopped play just to make a report about that.
Keep your hands in your pocket, right?
Yeah, they tried to hit me with the ball.
Let's have a look at this formation that Canberra have got from the scrum. They've got 4 players standing behind the scrum, the 2 wingers behind. Fairly anticlimactic, really.
Wiki playing it in the centre of the park. Mamando. 15 metres out from the Tigers line. Canberra now, plenty of personnel here on the left. Stone. Ferner. Ferner's lost it. Tigers with it. And Mark O'Neill is the player in possession. Heron. Stimson. Patton waiting to come on. O'Neill. Baisari drills it down into the in goal. And it just finds touch prior to the corner. Hillary Hanley, one of the injured Tigers players. Just while I've got this moment, and we weren't talking about cricket, but we have a bit of a joke occasionally about our colleagues, the summer commentary team. One of the great men passed away this week, Alan McGilvray, of course, the voice of cricket for many years on radio, and it would be remiss of us to not extend our sympathies as a commentary team and a channel to the family of Alan McGilvray. There was none greater. This is Nagus now, 20 metres out from his own line. Walters, and then Daly, and Laurie Daly makes an incisive run out to the 40-metre line. And now Walters bumps away from Patton and was able to get that football another 9 metres down the ground.
Mark Stimson leaving the field, some problem. Replaced by Darren Center as Mamando throws the dummy taken high by Baisari. And with Dan Staines. Yeah, fair bit of concern for the second rower.
Stone. Kick sitting up over there for Edwards, who scored the lone Tigers try, and then he does well. Wes Patton was there, but Mamando was waiting to swat him. That is Duree. Sorry. O'Neill has taken it up with enthusiasm. Baisari out from dummy half. And then away for Heron to get it on. It's gone across now and through from Gillette. But Doreen is hit hard and put away by Ricky. Now Brasher. Pulled down again by Ruben Wiki. Somebody went in there, but beaten to the punch by Wes Patton. Patton's kick turning back infield, but Nagus back into the field of play. Collins. 189 tackles to 154 required of the Tigers over Canberra. And again tonight, I don't think there's been a better player on the park than Laurie Daly. He's had a part in just about Canberra try and basically taken them round the pole. I've said it before, we probably tend to look over the top of our superstars when we're looking for men of the match. Certainly applied to blokes like Sterling when he was playing. You go looking for a man of the match when it's sitting there looking at you, but we expect 11 out of 10 from the superstar brigade, don't we? Daly now putting it down to the Tigers full back, Tim Brasher, pulled down there by the number 10, which is DeVico. Walters over the top. This is Heron. They're good meters for Ian Heron, but there's not enough of them. 28-6. The only good thing about it is the scoreboard has remained stationary. Morrison floats it over the top. Kennedy. No support. Matthew Wood made the tackle. Wood came on to replace Mullen. The 14 is O'Neill. He did well. Look back, got support. Baysari's there. Now Patton. Patton's 15 metres out. Intercepted there by David Furner. Furner comes to centre. And with Patton, they put him down.
This Canberra defence has been sensational tonight. I think it's been just about their best effort all year in defence. Not too many missed tackles, only 11 so far tonight. That's good. In nearly 60 minutes of rugby league, averages around 20 or 24 these days for a whole game. Tim Sheen's been quite proud of them.
25 missed tackles against 11. Stone, Momando, casting the shoe. Stone on for Daly. Daly keeps it on the ground, the grubbing kick. One of the Tigers went down in back play. But they are with it. 10 metres out from their own line. Ian Heron runs into Steve Walters and Brett Hetherington. And there's a punch up in back play. Walters and Heron have decided that talking was no good.
You don't often see wingers get involved in punch-ups, but Chuck Heron's gone off. Here's my side. So does anything happen here? Chuck's got the arms flailing around.
Heron played the football. Walters was the marker. And as the play swept away, they were left there exchanging. I can assure you neither of them got hurt. Heron might have got a little right jab in there, but it wouldn't hurt Box head, I wouldn't think. Penalty goes to the Tigers. So the jury has come up with Ian Heron being the non-aggressor. He's been 15 rounds.
He handled himself pretty well, though. Bock, you've been down to training lately, have you?
No, I think he's sighing just at the relief. I didn't get one on him.
Pearson. Morrison. Was involved in frontline defence then. Baysari. 16 is Staines. And Staines, a former Cronulla player, played for Queensland, played for Australia, Dan. And now Gillette, little chipper chase, and he's going to get the regather. He does that, then he loses it. Bad luck for him, it's gone forward. And Kelvin Jeffs calls it back.
Oh yeah, tragedy there for the Tiger supporters. He looked like he might be able to do something there, Gillette. Had support on the outside once he regathered, but like a crunching tackle forced the ball loose. Got the good bounce. Nagus there. Nice tackle by him, and there were two men on his outside, on his left-hand side there.
Just beyond the Canberra 20-metre line. Repeating that Brett Mullins left the field earlier tonight after he had shown some very good form. Scored a try, looked very good. Looked like, as I said, the Brett Mullins we've come to know and like. He's got a strained medial ligament. And I trust that it's nothing more than that. Then brings him back. 41 metres away from the Canberra line. And then for Daly. Hand off really for Furner. Furner gallops into the opening. He picks up support with Stone, and Collins is with it again. And Collins is pulled down inside the touchline. And he's only about 18 metres out. Last tackle. Daly will put it in the air, will he? And there he goes. He looks for this winger. It's Matthew Wood, but the kick is too deep. Oh, it'll come back out to the 20-metre line for the restart. I don't know whether Matthew Wood on the left wing read that as well as Daly would have liked.
Well, Wood was in a little bit of two minds there with the fact that they had a pretty good backline set and there was a lot of space. There was a good quick play the ball from the bust. I just wonder whether Laurie Daly, if he had that option again, he might have passed the football to see if they could drag something out towards Matthew Wood's wing.
Blake Surrey sweeping it across to Walker. Is Walker on now in 15? I think he is. There's Brasher. And then the arms of Kennedy. Patton out from dummy half, but that Mandruku, who had him by the scruff of the neck. Gillette's kick. He's got a lot of purpose about it, but Collins likes it. Straight down his throat. That's really just handing the ball back to Canberra.
Well, they're the things you cannot afford in first-grade rugby league. His last kick, the little one over and regather was great. But you just cannot afford to hand possession over without putting any pressure on. You've got to get some sort of result. On that occasion, it was all negative.
Down. Stone. 32 metres away from the Canberra line. No score in the second half. Quite hard to believe, isn't it? There was a lot of action in the first 40 minutes. There was almost a point per minute. 34 points in 40 minutes. A chip and a chase, and then again by Nagus, and then recaptured for the Tigers and spread quickly across for Edwards on the left wing, and then Ricky comes across and puts him away. Centre. Baso. Staines. Vico's working hard for the Raiders. There he goes again from having made a tackle at marker. He went across and put two together. I've liked his performance tonight, DeVico. Gillette. Any wonder I've liked his performance. I'm just looking at the stats. 35 tackles and 19 hit-ups for Luke DeVico. We'll take a break and be back to the stadium in just a moment. At the 66th we are now.
The Sydney City Roosters clash with Manly. It's first playing second in the match of the round.
What took it, Dad?
It doesn't get better. Monday Night Football on Win.
Acceleration Sprints. They're Australia's #1 sellers. They're economical, powerful, award winners and fabulous value at just $14,990 drive away.
With their 3-year warranty.
So join Hyundai's Acceleration now.
None of these people are giving a thought to their BP fuel, which is as it should be. We've spent years perfecting all our fuels, so you can concentrate on more important things. BP, we keep you moving.
WaterTech, hoses and fittings for every hydraulic and non-hydraulic application in the toughest country on earth.
You know Windscreens O'Brien repair and replace windscreens. But if you damage a rear window or a side window, what do you do?
Windscreens O'Brien?
The same as you normally do. Because at Windscreens O'Brien, we have a mobile service that can come to you at home or work at no extra cost, with the right glass for any of your car windows and our guarantee on all the work we do.
Nice surgery.
Windscreens O'Brien. Any car, any glass, anywhere.
Come on, Pat! That's it, mate. Hey, the bridge!
What do you have?
I'll have a blue ice.
Yeah, make it two. Yes.
Time for another, eh?
Nice shout.
I could get used to this.
Enough? Mokona Premium Ground.
Excuse me?
Premium Ground.
The coffee. Oh, yes.
You know, it's my absolute favorite.
Really?
Oh, yes. I drink it all the time. Well, I used to. Before my plunger broke.
Moccona, now for lovers of real coffee.
His plunger broke.
Back at Parramatta Stadium, 28 points to 6. Canberra over the Tigers, and to the credit of the Tigers, they've kept that scoreline stagnant. Now this is young Lightning, Royston Lightning, the boy from Erindale College who played earlier today. He's on first grade debut. In fact, I think he's on his grade debut.
That's exactly right, and he sounds like he can play. It's a great name. You're disappointed if you're a front rower for Royston Lightning, I would imagine, as Brasher inside to Mike Doreen. Keeping the ball alive now. Wes Patton got a couple of players outside, but puts the ball under the arm and takes the tackle.
Edwards. Staines. "25 metres out from the Canberra line. Sirenen intercepted by DeVico. DeVico looked like it was getting up slowly. I think I told you the reason for that just a few minutes ago. Penalty goes to the Raiders. Dan Staines is not impressed.
As this penalty is awarded, Royston Lightning takes the field. Appears as though he will go across to the far wing. Steve Collins. And outside Ruben Wiki. Mentioned the run home as Laurie Daly takes a quick tap and again finds the Tigers napping. He picks up an easy 30 metres and nearly slices through.
Stone. Wesley. Staines and Sirenen combined to put him down. No place for the faint-hearted in that tackle. Stone, inside ball, Furner. Furner gets it out the back. Walters has to clean it up. 6 more tackles. David Wesley. Hetherington. Front rowers combined to hold him. Pearson and Sirenen. And now the Raiders right across the ground to the left, but it's on again. Hetherington and Sirenen.
That's for sure. His reaction, it appears as though it will be a Canberra penalty. It will be front rowers combining in the tackle, as Ray pointed out. Hetherington, good free shot being thrown back down, and then Sire comes in, misses with the left, connects with the right, but only hits the football.
"15 metres away from the Balmain line. Raiders with Walters. He acted in that case as the mediator. Steve Walters, having been involved in the preliminary earlier. Stone from Amando, and then for Nagus. Nagus losing it back to the Tigers.
And Tim Brasher read that so well, that move. He would have seen it plenty of times. It's a Canberra special. He just made sure he was there, the man on the spot, to complete the tackle.
Duree. This is Morrison.
With this victory tonight for Canberra, it appears as though they'll go on and win this match fairly comfortably as the Tigers receive another penalty. That'll take them to 17 points. I mentioned the Tigers run home. After tonight, Canberra have Penrith, West, South, the Gold Coast, Auckland and South Queensland. So in direct contrast to the run home from the Tigers, that's the kind of run you wouldn't mind going into the quarterfinals. You would expect Canberra to be fairly successful in that series of matches.
Have you got them in your top 8?
I have now, yes.
What about St George? They've also got a pretty glossy run home.
Well, I think we'll get a little bit of an indication probably in the next 2 weeks. Of course, tomorrow's an important one for Newcastle, for a team that appeared to be a top 4 chance. All of a sudden, wins are becoming very hard to find for them. And Auckland are probably the dark horse that have appeared from nowhere. As a good, strong run there from Shane Walker takes them inside the 20.
That's where they are, and they come to the right for Patton. And Patton puts in a little kick. Just watching the referee. Patton was taken out. And Canberra have lost the ball in the in goal. Oh, gee, that must be close. Thought for a moment Mark O'Neill, the number 14, might have got a hand on it. In fact, I think Tim Brasher half thinks there was a chance there as well.
And he must have said something to the ref who's been called out. Nagus gets the football, runs into a 3-man Tiger. Then, when the ball comes loose off, it looks like the number 14 there put his hand on the football, O'Neill. This angle may tell a different story.
By now, he's obviously called held. And there is the appeal for the try for Mark O'Neill.
Try time.
I would have thought so, but I'm fairly confident that Kelvin Jeffs had called held on Ken Nagus. O'Neill then, not to be denied. Well, I'm listening to our producer now telling me that he called knock on. Well, if he called knock on, it's a try. That pass looked forward, but Doreen is on his way, and they get the try. It was denied of them 60 seconds ago, but now they get the try. The Tigers have scored 28 points to 10.
And a well-executed try here. It's taken a long time to crack this defence, but Mike Doreen straight running was the key factor. There's Patton across to Gillette, looks forward to me, but Doreen sliced straight through, enough speed to get around Nagus to grab their second.
Although I'm sure Wayne Pearce would have liked to see a lot more of this from the Tigers tonight. It's a good ball from Gillette. The Canberra players did not read it at all. They all looked at each other. That happens when, you know, sometimes you think the ball has gone forward. The timing's out.
So went up in a little staggered fashion as well. David Furner a little bit up ahead of his outside defender, Mike Doreen. There's another try. It's going to be too late. But at least, as we pointed out, as Ian Heron lines up for this one, it's been a gutsier performance in this second half from the Tigers.
Well, the similarity between this scoreline and the corresponding match last year is remarkable. I'll just talk about that in a moment. As Ian Heron spills his lollies. So no goal, 28 points to 10 with 6 minutes left to go. This was the try And the pass from Gillette was forward, but Doreen is given the try, which, as you have seen by events in the last couple of minutes, they probably deserved. Ferner with a gash there on the top of the right eye. I pointed out earlier in the corresponding game at Bruce Stadium last year, Canberra won 28 points to 10. That is the scoreboard here. The Raiders led 20-0 at half-time. And as I was saying, the Tigers had the better of the second half. And here we are, 12 months later, and practically an identical set of circumstances.
Well, Blocker told us after the half-time break that Wayne Pearce is looking for a bit of pride from the Tigers team. They've come out and they're leading the second half, 4 points to 0. It's been a better performance from them in the second half.
Patton slicing through. Good run by young Patton to the 30-metre line. He gets support, and that is Doreen just inside the 20-metre line. 5 tackles gone. They run it. Baisari takes it to ground. So the turnover.
Well, on the right-hand side of the field there, the Tigers had about 6 men looking for the football. What a magic little player this kid is, Wes Patton. He's used from the bench these days. He's got a lot of skill, a lot of speed, and he's small. He can duck under the boppers in the middle. Chance for the Raiders cut down.
This crowd tonight, not so bad. We had quite heavy rain in Sydney and the western suburbs coming up to the game. And the crowd, 10,500. Not such a bad crowd. The Tigers, of course, in their 3rd year at Parramatta Stadium, and they've been struggling for support out here. Probably 20 kilometres from the heart of their territory. Matthew Wood finds the line. Reserve grade tonight. Tigers and Raiders finished at 12 points all. Of course, I won't give you that Commonwealth Bank Cup scoreline, but Erindale College and Fairfield Patrician will play at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning on replay on Nines Rugby League. Here's a bust again by the Tigers. Well, the scoreboard might have them down and out, but they're coming back with a rush. Not enough time on the clock, unfortunately. Pearson done well on a beaten side. Morrison, O'Neill, Kennedy. Kennedy pulled out on the 30-metre line. Heron. Patton. Ah! Brasher sailed onto it. Oh, they've lost it. The line was wide open. Lightning dives on it for Canberra.
They opened him up once again. Mike Doreen couldn't take the pass from Tim Brasher. Lovely ball to put him into space. Where's Patton drifting across field? Again, the staggered defence. Jason Burnham came up too quickly. Mike Doreen threw the left hand out, and it went to ground.
Daly there, this long driving kick. Sending Edwards back onto his own line. And we are in the last seconds of the game now. Brasher circles them and then goes down that left flank. Pulled down from behind. O'Neill. No, it's not, it's Doreen.
They went the wrong way again. There was a big line back to the right-hand side after Brasher scooted around Royston Lightning. It's one too late now. They've reformed in defence, the Raiders.
Last seconds of the game. 28 points to 10. Canberra defeating the Sydney Tigers 5 tries to 2. We'll take a break and be back with the Optus man of the match and our summary of this game in just a moment.
Everyone's a winner in Harvey Norman's Red Zone.
There are thousands of prizes to be won, including the all-new Mitsubishi Altura V6, a Vienna Holiday for 2, cashable gold bars and more. To win, all you have to do is spend $50 or more on selected electrical items like this. From Sony, the one and only, we have a hi-fi VCR with up to 10 hours record and playback, G-code and stacks of other features for just $8.99. Get your Red Zone card and watch this TV station on July 28 between 9 and 9:15 p.m. and win.
It's that easy.
So hurry into Harvey Norman. Conditions apply. See store for details.
Stop and save. Exclusively to Allen's are these quality Australian-made gabardine suits for just $199. And if that's not enough, Allen's are including 2 free shirts and a free tie. That's a bonus of $55. Colours include black, olive, navy and petrol. Double-breasted suits with 2 shirts and a tie, all for $199. Stop and save at Allen's.
There's gold in that there Hellenic Club. A new gold rush has hit Canberra with hundreds heading for the Hellenic Club to stake their claim in $50,000. Just by joining up and playing those one-armed bandits, folks can get their hands on one of 5 gold bars, valued at $10,000 each. Imagine that, your very own gold mine. And if you can't carry it home in the buggy, you can convert it to cold, hard cash. The gold rush is on now, but only at the Hellenic Club, Woden.
The banks have asked for a meeting with CPS at 8 p.m. on Sunday evening to discuss their loan requirements.
Thanks for everything, Paul.
You're most welcome, Mr. Banks. Good night.
One of our mobile loans consultants was happy to oblige. CPS Credit Union, where people profit.
Video easy. Video easy movie guarantee. Get it first time or get it free. Video easy.
So many copies of Dead Man Walking, we guarantee you'll get it first time or get it free.
Get out of the car. Passengers be in the woods that night. Dead Man Walking.
Please, don't execute this man.
Video easy movie guarantee. Video easy. The choice is easy.
Is your car cut out to carry your family safely? In this month's Open Road, NRMA helps you choose a safe family car.
Convincing victory by Canberra here tonight at Parramatta Stadium, 28-10 over the Tigers, 5 tries to 2. They were game in the second half, the Tigers. Laurie Daly, though, he was one of the chief wreckers in that first half. He is the man of the match for Optus and is $1,000 better off tonight. 28-10, Footy Tab picked the score, $95.50. Tomorrow we'll do it all again from Marathon Stadium at Newcastle when the Knights take on the Bears. Telecast time in Sydney is 4 o'clock. That takes us away from here tonight at Parramatta. On behalf of Peter, Paul and Blocker and the 9 Rugby League crew, I'm Ray Warren. Good night, Australia.
This has been another presentation of Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Friday Night Football, proudly brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors Australia, the Roads and Traffic Authority, Foster's Lager and Mitre 10.
Hey, hey, it's a winner, a guaranteed Saturday night party starter.
Am I an animal?
Nice to see the therapies coming along.
I'm confused.
Saturday, see Human Nature, The Cause and Sophie Zelmani.
Fun for the whole family.
Hey, hey, on Win.
Good evening. Because of the British Open Golf, a shortened nightline tonight. Investigators have begun examining some of the wreckage of the TWA Jumbo, which exploded and crashed near New York, killing 230 people. Sabotage is still considered the most likely cause of the crash. In Atlanta, last-minute preparations are underway for tomorrow's opening of the Olympic Games. Sprinter Dean Capobianco is now in the Games village, but another investigation into drug allegations may prevent him competing. Prime Minister Howard is in Townsville tonight before addressing a National Party conference tomorrow where he's expected to face tough opposition on gun laws. The Nationals tonight held a closed session to discuss proposed changes. And salvage experts are still trying to decide how to refloat a cargo ship aground on the Great Barrier Reef. The weather around the country, fine for Sydney, Brisbane and Darwin, showers elsewhere. I'm Tim Whaley. Good night.
On 60 Minutes, the power of a newborn baby.
The purest and most powerful stuff there is.
Blood from the umbilical cord.
A half a cup of cord blood, it's extremely concentrated.
Turned into an astonishing lifesaver.
She needs that to survive.
Also, the notorious Menendez brothers, jailed for murdering their parents.
My dad told me to get to my room, and there was going to be sex.
Now, their first interview. Plus, Africa's Magic Valley, home to the world's greatest runners. Toyota presents 60 Minutes, Sunday.
More excitement, more winners. The Price is Right. 5 o'clock weeknights on Win.